Hey gang, this is Mike with MrNoFluff.com, and the house market crash is here. You just don't know about it. Again, the house market crash is here. You just don't know about it. Now, before I dive in and go into deep, I just want to let you know that if you go to my YouTube channel about a year ago, I did a video that says 10 signs that the real estate and the economy bubble is already bursting. And if you sit there and listen to this, okay, over a year ago, you can see that some of the stuff that I'm about to talk about I had forecasted over a year ago happening, okay? Now, one other video I like to show to you is 6 months ago, I did a video that says the crash is here, you just don't know about it, okay? And usually, if you watch other crash, it takes about 6 months before people start reporting it. So over a year ago, I was letting you know it's about to happen. 6 months ago, I let you guys know it's already here, and now 6 months later, they're reporting it in the news. Okay, and before I go any further, I want to let you guys know that I also talk about the class of Ford cars, and also in this video a couple of months ago, I talked about how GMC will probably follow. Okay, now what I want to talk about is something called the first time homeowner affordability. Okay, and this is done by NAR, National Association of Realtors. Okay, now before I go further, and just no disrespect to these guys, but I don't really trust the sales guys' statistics. Okay, this organization is united just for the purpose of them prospering, for them to make profits. And so when they come and say that, hey, for example, I'll show you in a second that the market is down 2%. I just don't believe the number is down 2%. I know it's a lot more. They're just trying to give you the least worst case scenario, okay? But just according to their numbers, let's go look at their numbers. But what I'm saying is I don't believe the numbers 100%. But just looking to their numbers, what I want to let you look at is 2015 and 2018. And starter home in 2015 all over the nation, they averaged it out, and it was $190,000 and some change, 2015. 3 years later, guys, 3 years later, the same exact home now is $40,000 more. I rounded it up a couple of grand, but it's roughly $40,000. So the same exact home, 3 years later, guys, is now worth $226,000, almost $227,000 versus $190,000. So that right there shows you that the asset, which is the house, is inflated like crazy because of two things. One, inflation. Okay. Two, the asset bubble is up because of the Federal Reserve, central bankers, just like stocks, just like real estate. Okay. And I brought you guys videos on my YouTube channel where the regulators changed the debt to income ratio requirements so more people could get loans. Like they eliminated so many different things. So if you want, just get on my YouTube channel. Now, so where am I trying to say? That the real estate crash is already here. And if you look at some parts of the countries, for example, like California, Southern California, is already taking effect. If you look at other parts of the world, some of them are already starting to feel it. And it's just going to be like natural forest fire. Okay. And it'll take a second. It's not going to be like, a cards of, sticks or something, because millions of people have vested interest in the economy and into keeping this shenanigans up, if that makes any sense. But I just want to show you that just according to NAR, Realtor.com, the affordability index, and the average home in America since 2015 to 2018 has gone up $40,000, guys. Now you got to think about it like the average American with a family of two makes about 50 and some change a year. But once you consider the amortization, on a home mortgage, that extra $50,000 that homeowner has to pay maybe $100,000 by the time they finish paying it off, and down the line paying all the upfront interest through the amortization scheme. Okay, So the other thing I wanted to talk about is that if you look like, as I did, in my video about the Ford company stopped making cars, about 6 months ago, and I talked about like GMC is going to follow. Here it is, guys. Here's GMC following that they're going to have massive layoff. Okay, and here's what it is. The assets are bubbled up like stock. You look at the stocks, are like, oh man, the economy's doing real good. It's bubbled up. That's right. The stocks do look good. Okay, but they're looking good because of a couple of different things. Okay, I don't want to get into that. However, but the real heartbeat on the street is people are losing their jobs. The real heartbeat on the street is people are in debt significantly. The real heartbeat in the street is people think that the economy is doing good. They don't know that it's about to bust. Okay, so the average person on the street is thinking, hey, my 401 or my retirement is going up, my pensions are safe, Social Security is going to be there. They're not understanding that the government is in debt. They're not understanding that the states are in debt. They're not understanding the corporations, big corporations, too big to fail corporation are in debt. And that's why we had to bail them out in 2006, fourth quarter, 2007, 2008 crash. Okay. We had to bail these guys out versus them being successful and make it on themselves. So that's what capitalism has come to, guys. It has come to a welfare state. Even big corporations like Ford and GMC are in welfare state. We have to welfare them. We have to subsidize their success. And it's already been done the last crash. And you can see that even with the subsidization, even me and you paying taxes to the government to give these corporate big to fail companies, bailing them out, they still went bankrupt. They're still going to go bankrupt. They're still losing, cutting thousands of jobs. They're eliminating because they're not competitive. Why would someone buy a GMC or a Ford when it's not a good quality? You're going to spend 30 grand. You're already in debt. You already have student debt. You may have a car debt. Now you're going to get another car, and you want something that's reliable. So you're going to get a Toyota. It's going to go 300,000, 400,000 without taking it to the shop, versus a GMC that's going to break in the first 30,000 miles or 40,000 or whatever it is, or a Ford. Okay, so to reward or bail out companies that don't perform correctly, it just doesn't sound like what capitalism is all about. It doesn't sound like what we should pay our taxes to, bailing out two big corporations because they're buffoons. They're not running business correctly. Okay, I think the money should go back into the people. Let the people start their own businesses. So I'm at the point in my life where I'm done with big corporations, from GMCs to Fords to Best Buys to AT&Ts. I believe that every small person should have their own business or multiple businesses or multiple locations, and I'm tired of the McDonald's and the franchises and stuff like that, because the little franchises I'm not really against, is the huge ones that monopolize things, like the Apples, the Microsofts, the Walmarts, the Amazons, the Comcast, the Verizons, where they eliminate any other person to be able to compete with them. Okay, because of their lobbyists and etc. So what am I trying to say? That even though in the public eyes, in the media, in the gossip right now, they're kind of sprinkling on that there might be problem coming down the line. But the truth of the fact is, on the street, on the hearts, on the corners of America, people are losing their jobs. They're about to lose their pensions. Social Security will not be here. And, whatever they thought it was security will evaporate. And all this accumulations they have done through gathering and buying stuff they don't need because it was a Black Friday or it was for sale, it's going to come back and haunt them through debt they have incurred, and higher interest rates, because a lot of these credit cards are not fixed, they're adjustable. And when interest rates, when they're 18% or 25% and they keep going up, then that card's going to go up and more defaults are going to happen. So simply put, when people lose their jobs or they have too much debt, then eventually it's going to sparkle down to the house, to where they live, and can they continue making payments? And if houses around them are people going to foreclosure or they can't sell or what have you, then because there's no equity or other situations, then it'll create even a domino effect where people don't have the job, their only asset that they own has now no equity because they use it as an ATM because maybe they did the right things, but their neighbors use their house like an ATM, and now the whole block's half of it's going to foreclosure because the homes don't have any equity because of the bubble the Federal Reserve created and fooled a bunch of good people, right? Just like the last crash. Hundreds and thousands of people lost their homes, guys. Who got this? The bankers. Who got the properties? The bankers. People put their down payments. They made the monthly payments. They did the home improvement, and end of the day, the bankers got all, if not majority, of their money up front into the amortization scheme that we pay the all interest up in the front. It sounds like all, but it's not all, but 90%, majority of it up front. So at $1,000 that you may pay, 800 will go into interest, 200 will go into principal reduction, which is a scam, dude. Okay, so the bankers ran off with everyone's money, with everyone's wealth and everyone's time, and got their property. And the same thing is about to happen, is already happening. As I reported over a year ago, I reported 6 months ago right here that the crash is already here and you just don't know about it. And I've reported that Ford is going to close down and GMC is going to follow after, and you can go listen to it right there. And I just showed you the salespeople, the Realtor.com, nor National Association of Realtors, the salespeople of real estate that will paint a great picture of their industry. They're even saying that real estate's down. Let's see if we could pull it up real quick. They were saying on their main website. Let me see if I can find it. They're down. They said it was slipping 2% or something. All right, let me see if I can find it. There it is. Okay. Pending sales homes slipping 2.0%, which man, I would think is more than that, guys. And if it's not double, if not triple that. Okay. And about to explode. Now, I'm not a type of guy that uses, charts and statistics and stuff like that. Okay, not that I diss those kind of individuals, but I follow enough people that call out the stocks. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. I've tried it myself, and I don't think that stuff works. What I do like to do is hear the streets, see the people, how people talk, what are they saying, look around and see, are they building stuff left and right, commercial, residential. I mean, everywhere I go right now, they're building stuff, like so much. Okay, and the debt. What are people saying? Like when I go to parties, when I go somewhere, I'm listening to what people are saying. Are they consuming? I want this. I need to get this. And it just, the heartbeat of the street is what I believe the reality is. And everyone right now that I hear, they think that real estate is going to go up. They think their job's going to continue being great. They think that bankers are going to constantly let them money. And they think that they're going to make a lot of money. And they're already making money. So they're high off their own shit and thinking they're going to make more money. But the truth, the fact is that there's a big bubble assets, from real estate to stocks to bonds and so on. Not only in America, in Canada, in Australia, in Germany, in Greek, and so on and so on, Great Britain, and so on, guys. And everyone has digested the same exact thing, which is fractional reserve lending, easy money debt, where you don't have to produce, you could just borrow, and that's going to get caught up with everyone. And it's going to create a great opportunity for sophisticated investors that are willing to run into the building of fire and buy where everyone is running out. And that's what I'm going to do. All right, guys, if you like this video, please comment leave a like, and let me know what you think. Do you think the crash is already here? Do you think the crash is coming? Or do you think I'm just crazy? There is no crash. All right, guys, hustle and bustle. Peace.